You're getting crushed by a little 18-year-old. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to be visiting with none other than Garner Hall, a good friend of the family, who's going to be talking about how he grew Brain Nourishment, an explosive, unbelievable app on Instagram, into now having about 4 million followers in really a blink of an eye. That's the reason I'm saying you're getting crushed by an 18-year-old. Stay tuned. You're going to love this episode. This 18-year-old kid hacked the internet. I am serious when I say that. Garner Hall, what is up there, buddy?
What's up? How's it going?
Woo! Let's talk about this. You
Let's
ready?
do it.
Neil Patel, 639,000 IG followers. Russell Brunson, 1.4 million Instagram followers. Baker Mayfield, 1.7 million Instagram followers. Neil deGrasse Tyson, 2.6 million Instagram followers. The Seattle Seahawks, the football team,
Yep.
3.4 million followers. Guess how many followers this kid has? You ready? Brain Nourishment, 3.7 million followers. More than all those people, more than Neil Patel, Russell Brunson, Baker Mayfield, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Seattle Seahawks. Whoa, I'm excited about this one, dude. You ready to rock this?
I'm so ready.
First of all, how did you do it? I gotta ask, how did you do it?
Well, I think first off, I just got super lucky, right? I mean, there's millions of things posted like all the time. So I think there's a lot of great stuff out there that never gets attention. But I stayed consistent for a while because I had done some other projects or whatnot with like no success. And so I kind of just found something that works. I think like the first video I ever posted got like 2 million views. So like right off the bat, It I don't know, I kinda struck gold, and ever since then, I just try to keep that momentum going. It was a lot of fun at the time, so I had no problem with it. But yeah, it's just kinda turned into what it is today. But
Wait a
yeah,
minute, wait a minute.
this is
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. I've known Gardner for a long time, since he was born, before he was born. And he's never told me any of this. The first post you did got 2 million followers. Seriously?
not too many
Oh, sorry,
followers, but
million views.
views, yeah, yeah, yeah.
My gosh. And that was on Instagram.
That was just on Instagram, yeah.
And this was you, no help.
Yeah, I mean, it was super simple video. It's not like it took any, like, technical expertise or anything. It was just like, I don't
Dude,
know.
no, 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 no. Come on. No, no, no. Come on. I'm lucky, very lucky if I get 1,000 views. No, I'm lucky if I get 200 views. Right? We got to get a little bit more behind the scenes than that. Come on. It's not that easy.
Well, I think your job is a lot harder because you have to like market it through a business perspective. For me, it's literally just like doing what I want. I could post. Social media is kind of fueled through relatability, right? So if it's not like tailored to marketing, then you have a little bit more free space to kind of just do what you want. Which I think leaves room for a lot more like virality, if that makes sense. But
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask a question. Because your brain is obviously, it hasn't been fettered with all the craziness that us business owners have, or us old people have, right? So
but
let's say you're a business owner. This is a good one. Let's say you're a business owner. What would you do to hit that virality button and to make sure that you're somehow getting 2 million likes or views or whatever?
yeah, I mean, I think business is a whole different thing, right? Because you're not only going for views, it's also, ultimately you're trying to sell a service or a product, whatever. So I think getting views is actually an easy part. And then how you convert that, is a lot harder. Because I think there's so many things you could do just to get views. I mean, Instagram, it doesn't reward like complexity or I don't know, like super in-depth editing. I think you could do something really simple, whether it's like a meme or something relatable. And obviously it will vary depending on like what you're trying to do. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of approaches you could take, but you just have to find something that works. But again, like I guess I don't know if I have the experience for like an actual business that uses Instagram as its like accelerator, right? I'm like my
Hmm.
whole business is the social media in the first place, so it's a bit different.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I need some, let's put in the context. First, who are you? Who is Garner Hall, first of all?
Yeah, so I'm senior at Bainbridge High School, 18. Um, Yeah, that's that's about all I gotta say.
You're the coolest kid ever, one of my favorite kids ever out there. Yeah, a good friend of the family, and, you kinda I would say you kept it as a secret or kept it clandestine what you were doing, and which I think is even cooler because you're not one of those kids who's gonna brag. I would have been bragging all the way along the line, by the way, and all of a sudden, you became huge. You didn't even tell us you were huge, and all of a sudden, now you're bigger than the Seattle Seahawks, and you've been doing it for, I don't know, just a few months. Seattle Seahawks have been doing it for years. Incredible story. So, by the way, so hold on. So let's back up a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your not your website. Well, let's go to the website in a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about your Instagram page, and then we'll grow, if you will.
Yeah, so the Instagram page was super spontaneous. I kinda just posted random stuff. It was the kind of, like, nostalgia videos, um, and then from then, it grew into this thing where, um, I would take what do you call it, like, a brain rot video, and
What? A what? A what?
brain rot video, which
Brain
was
rot. Help me to understand. I'm old. I don't get it.
I think brain rot was actually a word of the year, maybe last year, I don't remember when, but basically, it's just, like, the worst side of the internet sort of thing. I would interrupt it. I was just trying to, like, help people get off their phone, I guess, because it helped me in the process.
Mhm.
And when I started doing that, that's when I really saw, I think, growth accelerate. Um,
Mhm.
remember getting like 50,000 followers in one day just from that. It was absolutely insane. I had no expectations going into it, but a lot of people, I think, felt the same way as I did. Like they want to get off their phone, so give them a huge incentive to follow because that's what I was doing. And I think it's slowly transitioned into more just like positivity, motivation sort of thing. Because that message of like take a break from your phone or whatever it gets a little old or tiring eventually. So I had to, I think, evolve a little bit from there. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of stayed in that sort of narrow category.
Yeah, it's kinda like, "Here, watch my app," and then at the same time, we want you to get off social media, but at the same time, we want you to be on social media, but kind of be okay being on social media. So it's kind of a
Yeah.
confluence of interesting notes there, you know?
Right. There's definitely a contradiction where I'm like at one point I was telling people to get off the same app that they had to see it on. But of course, the only reason, like the best way to address a problem is go like to the audience, like with no middleman, right? So if you're trying to address phone addiction, then obviously one of the best places you can do that is Instagram. But there is sort of that limiting factor. Of, like if I'm getting views in the first place, that means all these people are using Instagram. So I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I get that, I totally get that. So, I'm jumping way ahead. So, and then I understand you started a website, and maybe even have I don't know if you have a business going, anyway, tell us a little bit about this website.
Yeah, I mean the website isn't super special. It's kind of just an extension of the app. We're like telling a little bit more backstory behind it and what it's about. Because I don't know if you get full context just looking at an Instagram account, right? But yeah, I think it kind of just summarized the mission behind it, even though it's changed a bit. The website isn't like super up to date or anything, but yeah, I don't know if it's the most exciting thing in the world.
Is that your hope that that will take off and the Instagram will just be kind of a augmentation to the website, or what's the play there?
I think the website's more of an augmentation or like supplement to the Instagram account, right? It's
Gotcha.
not like it's not the website itself is not doing any services or any products like that, or serving any mission. It's kind of just an add-on to the Instagram account to provide like some contextual information about it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand. I get it. So you really have kind of a goal in mind of really kind of helping people who are on the internet to kind of deal with it in a better way than people might, correct?
Yeah, I think so. And again, I think that's a great mission, but it is a self-limiting in the fact that it's on Instagram, right? So even though we have changed a bit, I think that there's still that sort of underlying factor.
Yeah, I understand. So, are you a little bit worried because you said you're not really augmenting the website with Instagram? Are you a little worried that that's kind of your platform, your main platform, because that's where all your followers are? Meaning, who knows? Maybe Instagram's going to be gone tomorrow. Does that worry you in any way?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question because I think that's like one of my biggest worries is you have so much eggs in one basket. If that's gone, you have almost nothing left, right? So that's kind of why we wanted to make the app like the add on to it. because it kind of served as an extension of what we're already doing, but it's something outside of Instagram, right? So people could use it without having to be on the social media app on the first place, and kind of allowed for some diversification in that sense.
I think that's a key component for a business owner. Can't have all your eggs in one basket. In this case, Instagram could take all your they literally could take all your for you it'd be cool clients or viewers or followers and you have to start over. By the way, even if you had to start over, you haven't been doing it that long. You would be able to start over and crush it wherever you are anyway. That's a whole nother argument, by the way. So I'm looking at this as a business owner because I know some business owners are going to be blown away that you've been able to do something that so many people want to do, namely me as an example, have viewers. Because I believe if you have viewers, think of a funnel. You have viewers, those will ultimately turn into sales in some way. So I'm
Sure.
looking at it from that perspective. I know some of our people who are watching and listening to this are business owners who are trying to get views, trying to get whatever, 200, 300 views, and you've been able to hack the internet. And that's the reason I'm asking these questions as a business owner. So I'm going to ask a couple other questions.
Yeah.
As a business owner perspective, because again, I think your brain isn't clouded with all the stuff that us old people might have or business owners might have, right?
Yeah.
So I've researched your Instagram site in such a way that I think I know it pretty well. Wouldn't you say that your engagement is pretty solid? Meaning people are commenting, actually really work and hang out with one another on the app, meaning on your site.
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes to the sense that social media isn't always a negative thing. I mean, I think what we're doing, you could still argue maybe adds to the negative effects of social media. Like you're still feeding into the content loop. But because we focus on positivity, because I think we're fostering like maybe some better things, maybe negating a lot of the negative aspects or the negative things we see on Instagram all the time,
Mhm.
um, we kind of nullify it in that sense. But yeah, I mean, I think the engagement is good. It seems like just through reading comments, I think it seems to help a lot of people. So um, even though I can't, I'm not actually meeting anyone physically who knows how it's actually impacting them. But just judging from the comments, it seems to like help a lot of people out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You've got massive engagement, I would say, and I would say that you're helping a lot of people. I saw one dude say, he's spending 4 hours a day less on the app, but he's having more fun when he's on it when he's on your site. That's or he or she. So that's one example. I mean, my walk away or takeaway, if I were you, would be that it's working. Whatever your goals are, your stated goals are, without a doubt, that those goals are working.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Obviously, like there's gonna be some fluctuations, and it's like I think it's easy to forget just because it's all digital. So you don't never know how much of it is real, but you just try your best, and that's really all you can do.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was an interesting conversation, but there's going to be more. We're going to have 2 more episodes where we're going to be visiting with none other than Garner Hall, the guy who founded, the 18-year-old who founded Brain Nourishment, which is blown up on Instagram. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I'm sure you're going to like the other 2 episodes just as much. Thank you very much.